Alrighty.
Now,
Yes.
pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have one more really quick before you start. All right.
Okay, roll call. Mark, here. Gene. Yes, you. Angie. All present and accounted for. We do have a quorum. Can I have approval? Can I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of 12/13/22?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. So moved, so passed. Board members report. Angie.
The other thing I wanted was to make sure that Mark and Jean had opportunity to look at both bids that we received for the engineering and see if we're ready to select somebody.
Actually, no, I have not looked at them. I'm waiting for the form to evaluate them.
We don't have one.
Well, Kathy's gonna look into it tomorrow.
Oh, she's, oh, okay.
Because I know they talked about it.
They talked about it,
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm not in a position to give yea or nay on them because I have to look at the form first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Mark?
I have looked at them, I reviewed that.
Yeah, Kathy's gonna look into that tomorrow, so.
Okay, thank you.
And,
And just let everybody know, we did get two bids for the two pre-qualifications from two engineering firms that want to do the work. So we have to choose between the two.
What work is that?
The critical infrastructure project.
wait, we're not taking
The
questions.
ARPA funds.
Not a question and answer.
I'm sorry, we can't answer questions.
Okay, Gene?
Looking at the balance sheet, if you look at from November to December, we're about $3,000 ahead. If you look at the budget, that we should be behind, and that is because of the irregularity of the tax monies coming in. So the tax money's coming in, and looking at the budget, and personally, I would like to say something about the budget. A budget is something that is a guesswork into the future and is not always appropriate to what actually happens. But several years ago, we had a person who came on board who did look at our past expenses and did make a very accurate budget. And because of that, Kathy has been very diligent in following up on that, and our budget has been extremely accurate. And so I have a great faith in that, and I show that according to the budget, we are still on track. It shows that we are ahead, but according to the budget, we will fall behind because of the tax monies coming in. So I have great faith that we are very much on track. And thanks to Kathy, yes, thanks to the people who work for us, we've been very accurate in that. So thank you, everybody. That ends my report.
Okay, Mark?
Yeah, actually, on my drive to work, occasionally I take our pipeline corridor out to work. And I noticed this last time that just north of Mineral Park, some of the erosion control, I can't think of it, it's kind of weird, but it's something like that, concrete structure.
Yeah.
It's all flipped, and so we need to look into kind of shoring that stuff back up, yeah. The pipe isn't exposed, but
I mean, where is it?
just north of Mineral Park Road, I mean, maybe.
So the pipe's okay, you think?
Oh, yeah, the pipe's still buried and all that, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, it's deep down there, but yeah.
But something we shouldn't put off forever, that kind of
All right.
stuff.
We can drive down and look at that number.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do
You
that.
can, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and I really have nothing to say. Okay, manager's report.
All right.
Miss Kathy.
I knew I forgot something important at the office, and that was it. So I'm just going to wing this.
Okay.
We have our two projects, the critical infrastructure project, that's the ARPA project that was discussed earlier. We received funding, $1 million, up to $1 million in ARPA funding to to replace all of our existing infrastructure. So right now we're going through the process, because it's federal money that we're going to be receiving, getting the bids, approving those bids, and then we're going to start by probably replacing our pipeline first. That's probably going to be our first priority, and then with the additional money, if there's any left over from that, we'll look at doing maybe a standpipe off the office, a secondary tank, a backup tank, that kind of thing. Plus we also received financial assistance through a grant to do a generator, a backup generator. And we do need a second one. We have 2 facilities outside of town that help pump our water from Valley Pioneers into town. And we only received additional funding for 1 generator. So if we have the money left over, we'll probably need to get that second generator at the second pump house. I did receive official word from the county on that secondary funding just yesterday that we were approved, even though we were approved. They approved the contract. The funding is online. They have a couple additional hoops to jump through. They're hoping by the 1st of March, based on the bids that we submitted. I know it just keeps getting, it feels like the can just keeps getting kicked down the road, but they have to put together a bid package, which I'm not sure I completely understood what she was saying, but they have to do some procurement package for it. So hopefully by the beginning of March, I'm going to put in a word to CAT, the people that gave us our bid, so that they know that we need to get that stuff on order here pretty quick. I know some of that stuff is on containers out in the
Yeah,
ocean.
they have to make a purchase order out from them to CAT because the money doesn't ever come to us.
Why does it take
Huh?
Why would it take a month?
Because they have.
No questions?
It's because they have, in that block grant, you know how they have that $400,000? And they divided it up between 5 different things, and part of it went to the guys out in White Hills and then blah, 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 wherever. And so they have to do the procurement packet that covers up the whole lump sum. So that means we're a little part, and they're a little part.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
So
Okay.
in summary, the money we applied for a year ago
The generator.
is still not here.
Right.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to see it. I think it goes directly from, yeah.
It's not ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we didn't get it immediately.
Yeah. One question, have you ever got a lead time on that generator from CAT?
Yeah, well, at the time that we got the bid, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
A year ago.
We were starting to experience all those metal lead times, things being shipped from China. And this is no exception. They were saying it could be upwards of 6 months. That's why,
Okay.
that's why I'm trying to give them a heads up. I'm hoping maybe they'll order. They probably won't without, some sort of.
Why don't you, if you get a chance, drop your contact an email at CAT and just tell him that we're getting close.
I am.
Just like a,
Yep.
we'll hold him to, but
That's-
a lead time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying I was going to do.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we only wanted it last year.
Yeah, well, let's not hurry.
Okay.
Well, it's HUD.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's HUD money, so it's, it
First
just
it
takes,
goes to Joe, and then it goes to.
yeah, it takes forever, yeah.
and I talked about this last month, but I'm just going to button it up because it's not something we're going to be talking about again probably for a little while. The right-of-way contract came through for our big wash facility out there that's inactive. And we decided, I said that I was probably going to just wait until warmer weather. I think I'm just going to table it as far as my report goes until about March. I just wanted to put that out as an official date. And then I just won't mention it again until probably March or April when we start getting warmer weather. And then I'll start looking into other additional quotes for painting and that kind of thing. So we have some more information to go with. We had one leak on 3rd and Rainbow. That I believe got completely fixed and buttoned up. I think we're experiencing a little bit of problems with the road. I'm going to have Ben go look at that tomorrow. And that's about all I have for my report.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have, the old business is just the discussion on the two projects, which I think that we pretty well covered. We will be looking at the bids in the next few days, the four of us, and deciding on a engineering contractor. And I don't think we need a motion on this, do we, Kathy?
We need a motion every month if it's an agenda item.
Well, I'd like to talk
Okay.
about that just a little bit more. We're talking about a large amount of money to upgrade the system. But we don't know what the system is.
Right, that's right. No.
So in the initial phase, we're talking about an engineering discussion on what the system needs, even though we don't know what the system is. So we're going to need to talk sometime on priorities on what part of the town
Amen.
we're going to go
Definitely.
through first.
Right.
But on the other hand, you look at that and you say, well, how do you know where your priorities are before you know what the engineering problems are?
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're looking at trying to contract a company to design a whole new system because we don't know what the system is.
That's right.
So that what's going to happen is that we're going to start digging up roads without knowing what's under there.
Amen.
No.
That's not exactly true.
We're not exactly sure what.
No, that's not exactly true. They're going to do topographical surveys and potholing and to locate, they're going to locate all the lines before they dig anywhere.
There'd be a lot of potholing.
Basically, that's what I was.
Oh, so we are going to do some digging?
Oh, yeah, we'll do some digging and then cover it
You
back
don't
up.
necessarily need to do digging though. I mean, you can
No.
shoot.
Well, no,
wells.
it won't be digging.
is
You
just-
have the residences, you have the streets, they can design off that basically. I mean, you need to know what residences have water.
So we're going to do like core drilling?
No. I mean, I wouldn't think you need to do any of that, maybe a little bit of potholing.
I think there'd be some
The valves
potholing,
are
but not
point
a
to
lot.
point, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you can map it a lot of different
Yeah,
ways.
and
Not a
we'll
lot
have
of
no
different
idea what
ways.
kind of pipe's under there, but we really don't care.
Yeah, they're gonna, that's all.
That's all gonna go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Every bit of pipe under the ground right now is gonna go away.
Yep.
I do not disagree with that.
Mhm.
The only part that I wonder about is that we have some historical references with Ben, who works for us now. And we know where some problems occurred, and we know where problems are. And we would like to know which places we should go toward first. So if we hire an engineering company, how do they know where to go
It's
to
gonna be a
first?
very educated guess.
So what I'm thinking is that if we hire an engineering company, we should probably, instead of looking for those places, which we don't know where they are, we should probably hire an engineering company to design a future plan for the town so that then we can say, well, this would be a priority where you can go to that place. And then if the money runs out, we'll still have a plan so that we can use future money to continue that
For the
plan.
next event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that if the plan is in the future rather than just in what we think might be the problem at this moment, we would better off spending that money. And I don't know, in that grant, I know there's a certain amount of money that is, you can do for planning.
Mhm.
I don't know how much that is, but
It's unrestricted.
I think that we should use that money to go through a whole town plan.
Well, we'll have a whole square mile of plan.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how I'm
Right.
to be done
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
They're not gonna do
definitely.
piecemeal planning now.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be an overall.
Yeah, rather than
Yeah.
just go for what we think the problem is.
And then we'll divide it into quadrants or whatever we do. However, we divide it up,
Yeah.
start here and work from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have the
Very
advantage too, is that one of the engineering companies that offered their services, the project manager there, he's actually the president of the company now, worked on our water system when the line from Mineral Park to here.
He worked on the previous plan.
Yeah,
Right,
in fact,
right.
And that's okay, we have to evaluate that.
yeah, and he's been up here a couple of times and walked our system and looked around and checked it out on his own, you know,
Yeah.
and,
And before he submitted his proposal.
Right.
He was there twice, I think.
I just don't want it to be a short-sighted
No,
plan where
no,
it's
we need to
going-
look clear the
That's
future.
not the way at all, yeah, no, that's not
Okay,
the way I
okay,
would ever
good,
see it
good.
done.
Okay,
oh, and I just want to point out too, that that's one of the reasons we asked for on-call engineering. So it's not like you're gonna be here every day doing this, you know, it's got stages. You know, like first you do the looking, you know, and the core drill, whatever you have to do. And then the second would be, they will submit drawings to us. And the third stage will be approval and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of steps that they're gonna have to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a day-to-day thing because we don't know what's under there.
Well, it'll be a day-to-day thing after they've decided, you know, after we've seen drawings and they've told us what they think is the best plan.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay.
And they're not gonna do the whole thing at once, you know, they're gonna do one street at a time.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you know, it sounds like a lot of money coming in, but
It goes
Is
up
that
quick.
good?
No.
it'll go really quick.
It
Yeah,
goes
we
fast.
checked into prices
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Okay, anybody, anything else to discuss? Okay, we have no new business.
What,
We will,
we still have to have a motion for how
Oh,
the next,
I move that we
Okay.
continue this on an old business.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
have a second? Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have no new business. We'll have an open call to the public. Diana, go ahead. And you have 3 minutes.
Since June of 2021, I've asked countless questions, requested 7 meetings, honoring the district's own policy, and last month I came seeking understanding. All to no avail because I have received minimal, vague, and even dishonest responses from the board. This month I am taking my 3 minutes to set the record straight. I stated at my first visit here that I grew up within a stone's throw of a great lake, and the fact that Golden Valley had lost its water twice during the summer scared me very much. I came seeking reassurance. I wanted to know that my water department had my back. I won't relive that ugly meeting, but the response I received was so horrible I stepped away until the EPA emergency response plan was filed. I then requested a copy of that, hoping to find my reassurances there. Instead became a 1.5 year road of resistance and deceit. It becomes clear to an attendee at the board it becomes clear to an attendee at a meeting that the board is most comfortable dealing with matters of a water utility, not so much the function of formal board proceedings. I have that experience, and so I came with my application offering my parliamentary skills to fill that empty seat for a short term. Wanting to become familiar with the utility aspect, I submitted questions that would help me be a good board member, but in return received deceit and resistance. Wanting to know the short-term limit for the vacant seat, I received multiple deceitful responses. And just as an aside, I would be sitting up there on the other side of this table right now if I were willing to sign up for 4-year commitment. But I came here to retire and enjoy my life, not be involved with what has become a constant state of acrimony. Still, I took the steps to learn about a water utility by going to the Rural Water Association of Arizona, and sure enough, I came away with wonderful information and was excited to share, only to find more resistance. so strong that the board is not even willing to hear about the resources I learned. And it's the board that breaks Arizona public records and open meeting laws to keep information away from its customers while holding secret meetings to boot. Now, Gene Bishop blesses us with a $1 million ARPA grant, but for some reason this public entity, special taxing district, keeps those plans under wrap. Will we finally get an emergency backup system? Do the lines to the fire hydrants work? How will this be updated? What would be the priorities? If we had started the leak tracing that Mark proposed last September, we'd have them. If we'd be in touch with the Rural Water Association, we'd get guidance. I still don't feel like you have my back, but I know my back has a target on it. And I'm really kind of tired of that because I'd still like
Thank you,
to
your
be.
time's up.
Thank you for thanking me.
Okay, Bill, and I'm not even gonna try to butcher your last name.
My name's Bill Welty,
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
and I'm just, I know you don't answer questions, I figured that out during the meeting. I'd like information on how this DARPA money that Gene Bishop got for us is gonna be spent, and what the bids are. I want some information.
That will be public when we select a bidder.
So the other bids, we're ever gonna know about what, the other bids that you don't take?
We only have one, and that'll be public also.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 2 bids.
So I can
One
find
we
out
will
both
select,
of them,
that'll be
what both
public
bids are?
information.
Okay. And that's it.
Bill, you're welcome to come to my house and ask me at any time.
I don't think that's appropriate, Gene. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Weren't we supposed to talk about public input policy at this meeting
Could I have
according
a
to that
motion to adjourn?
disclaimer?
I move we adjourn.
The
Second.
disclaimer said we
All
were
in
going to
favor?
talk about the public
adjourned.
policy here. And evidently we're not.